Kid, I got some bad news on our favorite Ordo Eris fanatic.
I already know Sork Tormos put a fresh bounty on my head.
You do?
One of your regulars clued me in on his game. She's been keeping tabs on the Haxian brood, so this time we've got the jump on him.
Sheesh. You figure that guy would let things go by now.
Cal, glad you're here. There's talk of a giant piazza nesting in an animal graveyard on the far side of the valley. Figured you want to check it out.
You figured right.
Look at you. Already sounding like a local. Oh, before I forget, I heard there were a pair of newcomers over by the stone spires. I want to look for them.
Will do.
Piazza that size, well, just don't take it lightly.
I won't. Thanks, Mosey. So how'd you two meet anyway?
All started with this merc crew I joined. Grok had been recruited a few months earlier.
On account of my good looks.
That's right. And me on account of being the smoothest thing since hut blubber. Anyways, things were good until our outfit tried to pull one over on the Empire. So
We took off and started our own thing. The rest of the outfit ended up dead or in prison.
With the car, Grok. I was telling it.
Kid doesn't need our whole life story.
Point is, Grok and I realized that we're better off just the two of us.
We know the feeling. Got a second, Monk?
Now, I know you've got a lot on your plate, but one of my patrons set off to the swamp, and no one's seen her since.
You don't think she went after Z, do you?
Quite likely. And we both know that's Raider territory.
I'll check it out.
That'll put us all at ease, Cal. Zig's one of the good ones.
Everyone holding up okay, Monk?
Well, we're just fine now. The Raiders might have put a little spook in some of our clientele when they marched in here, but we're made of sterner stuff.
Good to hear. You doing all right?
Cal, my boy, I'll tell you the same thing I told those Raiders.
What's that?
Go ahead and shoot. But know this, you'll be blasting the best bartender on Kobo. You keep your eyes on the path ahead.
See you later, Monk.
Why is the brood looking for you on Coruscant? Isn't that a real bad neighborhood for you these days?
Let's not get into it.
Good answer. Anyways, a sharpshooter named Gat Mito has been trying to sniff you out at a meatpacking facility. Brought a couple of lackeys with her, but pick off the alpha, and the pack will scatter.
We'll keep our eyes on the prize.
Good. Hate to see something happen to you. The going's just starting to get good, Cal. Can't beat what I've got.
A lot of prospectors around here. Have you ever tried your hand at mining priorite?
Once. I found it enlightening. Some prospectors invited me to join them on an expedition. We descended to the mines, but when my back was turned, they fled.
They ditched you?
Yes. Alone, I calmly walked through the darkness, trusting my intuition. I found another exit.
And the prospectors?
Dead. Morocco attack. If I had chased them, I would have perished too. Let this be a lesson. Always go your own way. I must be alone now.
Monk, I could really use a drink.
So how'd you go from making sounds on Riosa to becoming a producer?
Well, I put together a few rough tracks, handed them out to friends, and things spread word of mouth. Started playing enough gigs to do it full time. Eventually, someone with influence caught a listen as they were passing through. They'd worked with Max Rebo, so I figured they were legit.
Max Rebo? That is legit.
Exactly. Said they could give me some gigs in the core. When they said core, I heard like Chandrila. Nah, they meant Coruscant. So that's where I went. Enjoy the beats, Cal.
Okay. What should we listen to? Let's try this one. Okay, let's listen. Cue the music. I'm thinking this one.
I cannot believe what almost happened to Z.
Things worked out okay in the end.
Thank the stars that you could help her. Back in school, one of the archival droids was destroyed in a power surge. At the time, all I could think about was how much it screwed up my holoprints. How blind I was.
Don't beat yourself up. We're all figuring things out day by day.
We'll talk soon.
Say, Cal, would you like to buy my guide to Kobo?
Not really.
Good, because I haven't written it yet. But if you want to know something, I have all sorts of tips for Kobo visitors.
Like what?
Give information out for free? Come on, Cal. A frog's gotta make a living. I'm really busy, Cal. Maybe later.
Hey, we're thinking of plugging fresh energy cores into the dams at Dredger Gorge. See if we can get them working again.
Not a bad idea. Where'd you learn to do that?
Old friend of ours. Top-notch engineer. Had a winning smile, too.
That he did.
Good friend to have around.
You'd think. But the guy shorted us on our cut after a big take. So, Grok may have left an anonymous tip with the authorities.
Yeah.
Pretty harsh for someone who shorted you on a few credits.
He tried to put his thumb in our slice of the pie. And our cut, huh, that's non-negotiable.
There's some folks don't deserve a second chance. Especially not the greedy ones.
I'll keep that in mind.
Talk later, buddy.
Do you always hunt alone?
Not always. For big game, I usually bring a partner or two.
Strength in numbers.
That's right. In a pack, each hunter has their own role. Safer, too. We have a saying from where I'm from. A branch of a grill tree can be snapped in half, but a bundle of branches cannot. Salutations.
All right, finish this thing, will ya?
I'm going. All right. You said you're from around here?
Been all over Kobo, but I knew I had to foot slog it back to the Reach when I heard the stories. They say it's been a right barnyard since you arrived.
Word traveled that fast, huh?
If it's privacy you're worried about, mate, don't be. No one listens to old Har. But stop by if you ever want to hear the latest yarns, eh? My eyes, what they are, I couldn't hit a tree with a boulder, but I got ears like a bull. Talk later?
Do you see this one? The image of the master tank's over halfway full.
I hope they all get along.
Aye, but this is no the time for self-congratulation, laddie. There's still leagues of bubbles left for more fishes. Let the hunt continue.
I heard from Grease that our brave cows can be walked through those raiders without so much as breaking a sweat.
Breeze told you this?
Indeed. You ain't never seen someone move like that. So he says.
The Latero lies. You must make him fear you. Then he will speak truth.
Oh, wow. Here you are. So, is that how it happened?
No.
I told you. Breeze lies.
How mortifying.
He must pay. We should curse him. Make him suffer.
If you hurt him, he won't be able to cook you scaz steaks.
Nobody asked your opinion, Cal Kestis. With Ravis dead, the Bedlam Raiders have been wounded. This makes them dangerous.
They weren't exactly harmless before.
No, they were not. I will look after the outpost. The Raiders may strike if they think we are vulnerable.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
I know you will, and I will be waiting.
Don't you have a mountain to climb? You knew Dagangara before he woke on Kobo, no?
Indeed. Back in my day, he was a paragon of the Jedi Order.
He is not the first of their kind to let arrogance and delusion drive them to darkness.
Who is this? Someone from your past?
A past I've buried. Yes.
Remind me not to cross you, dear.
We're off to a pretty good start here, buddy.
I've cleared another plot for you. Thank you for growing plants to their full potential.
Might as well plant some of these seeds. We've got a new plant. Let's talk to Peely about it.
That fire pineapple will bloom, I am sure of it. Cut past the roots, and the fruit beneath is quite delicious, if you can endure its pungency. That fruit shell will be wonderful when it flowers. The wide-brimmed leaves provide shade for the thin stem, which can blister in the heat very easily, you know. Ooh, a cactus ball. Its sharpest thorns are right in the center to defend against the most persistent predator. We can talk later.
We'll grow safe here.
When plants grow, you grow.
Hope it does well over there. Need to center myself.